Most K-dramas try to pull you in with excitement. They promise romance, growth, and some kind of emotional payoff that makes everything feel worth it in the end. My Liberation Notes does the opposite. From the very start, it feels uncomfortable, not because it's dramatic, but because it's familiar. Too familiar. This is not a story about extraordinary people. It's about ordinary lives that feel stuck, repetitive, and quietly exhausting. The characters aren't chasing big dreams or dramatic changes. They're trying to survive routines that slowly drain them, day after day, without anything clearly going wrong, and that's exactly what makes it hit so hard. The story follows people who feel trapped by expectations they never chose. Work, family, relationships, everything feels heavy, not because it's tragic, but because it's endless. They're not broken in obvious ways. They're just tired. Tired of pretending that this version of life is enough. What makes My Liberation Notes feel so real is how it treats emotional dissatisfaction. The drama doesn't turn frustration into anger or sadness into dramatic breakdowns. Instead, it lets discomfort exist quietly. Characters hesitate. They avoid confrontation. They settle, not because they want to, but because they don't see another option. The desire for liberation in this story isn't about escape or rebellion. It's about wanting to feel alive again, to feel noticed, to feel that their existence matters beyond responsibilities and roles. Unlike most K-dramas, this story doesn't rush emotional growth. People don't suddenly change after one conversation or one turning point. They struggle. They repeat mistakes. They question themselves constantly. Relationships here aren't idealized. They're awkward, restrained, and often emotionally uneven. Affection doesn't come with confidence. Connection feels risky, because everyone involved is afraid of wanting too much. This is where many viewers felt exposed. My Liberation Notes doesn't offer easy comfort. It doesn't tell you that things will work out if you just try harder. It shows what happens when effort doesn't immediately lead to fulfillment. The drama's pacing reflects real life, slow, frustrating, and full of moments that feel insignificant but quietly accumulate weight. Nothing is exaggerated to make the story easier to consume. And because of that, every emotion feels earned. What truly sets this drama apart is its refusal to perform for the audience. It doesn't chase likability. It doesn't soften its characters to make them more appealing. Instead, it allows them to be distant, passive, and unsure, qualities rarely celebrated in storytelling. By the time the story reaches its end, there is no dramatic transformation.
No sudden liberation that fixes everything.
What exists instead is something smaller, more honest, awareness. The characters don't escape their lives. They begin to understand them. And for some viewers, that felt too real to be comfortable. My Liberation Notes isn't underrated because it was boring. It was overlooked because it didn't distract. It reflected. And that reflection stayed with people long after the final episode ended. That's why this K-drama divided audiences so strongly. Some found it slow. Others found it painfully accurate. Because sometimes, the hardest stories to watch are the ones that don't exaggerate life. They simply show it as it is.